I welcome you to the beautiful channel of Feather Dentistry. In the topic of heart, today we will be starting with the second very important topic, that is the heart sounds. There are two heart sounds which you can appreciate very well in stethoscope. First heart sound is lub and the second heart sound is dub. The first heart sound, lub, occurs when there is atrioventricular valve closure. Bicuspid and tricuspid valve, they are the atrioventricular valve because this is tricuspid, this is bicuspid. They are atrioventricular valve because they are present in between atria and ventricle, and hence they are known as atrioventricular valve. Whenever they closes with a snapshot, and the sound which occurs is the first heart sound, that is lub. This occurs whenever there is beginning of ventricular systole, that means whenever there is contraction of ventricles. Whenever the ventricles contract, to prevent the backflow of blood into the atria, these valves close with a snapshot and the sound that is produced is lub. Now the second sound, that is dub. It occurs whenever the semilunar valve closes. These valves also closes with a snapshot. Aortic valve and the pulmonary semilunar valve, they closes whenever there is end of ventricular contraction and there is diastole or the relaxation of ventricles. Whenever there is end of the contraction of ventricle, the blood is forced into pulmonary artery and the aortic artery. Hence, to prevent the backflow of blood into ventricles, the closure of semilunar valves occur, and this causes the second sound, that is dub. Now, the distance or the time gap between lub and dub, this is 0.3 seconds. And again from dub to the next lub sound, the time gap is 0.5 seconds. The doctors, whenever they hear the heart sound with the help of stethoscope, first they check is this time gap. It should be 0.3 and 0.5 second in order to understand the rhythmic contraction. Second, the difference can be in the heart sound itself. Instead of lub and dub, it can be the murmuring sound or movement of worm-like sound. So this was all about the heart sound, lub and the dub. Now the next topic that we will be starting will be the cardiac cycle. What actually the cardiac cycle is? So cardiac cycle is sequence of mechanical and electrical events that occur with every heartbeat. From the beginning of first heartbeat till the ending with the next. This is the cardiac cycle. It have muscle relaxation as well as contraction, that is systole as well as diastole. In order to fill the blood chamber with the blood, first the atrium, then the ventricle, and then pushing the blood out into the arteries. This whole cycle is said to be the cardiac cycle. Now we will be studying it in detail. So I will be bringing it down here. This is the cardiac cycle. Atrial systole, that is contraction of atria, occurs for 0.1 second. Ventricular systole, that is contraction of ventricles, occur for 0.3 second. Atrial diastole, that is the relaxation of atria, occurs for 0.7 second, and ventricular diastole, that is relaxation of ventricles, occur for 0.5 second. Cardiac cycle is of 0.8 second, that is atrial systole plus diastole is 0.8 second and ventricular diastole and systole is again for 0.8 second. Now I will be drawing cardiac cycle in order to make it easy for you to understand. Now I am making this one circle. This is for the atrium to show the atrial cycle, and this is for the ventricular cycle. Now for the atrial cycle is starting from this point till this point, that is 0.1 second. This is atrial systole. It occurs for 0.1 second. And the rest till 0.8, that is 0.7 second. This 0.1 second is atrial systole and the rest 0.7 second, this is atrial diastole. Now for ventricular systole and diastole, from the beginning of 0.1 second till 0.4 second. This hole is ventricular systole and rests from 0.4 till 0.8, that is 0.5 second. This is ventricular diastole. This is your cardiac cycle. From this cardiac cycle, we came to know that at the beginning of ventricular systole, at this point, here occurs the first heart sound, that is lub, due to the closure of bicuspid and the tricuspid valve. And VD, that is the ventricular diastole, S2 occurs, that is the dub sound. Now one very important thing is, whenever the blood goes into the aortic arch and into the pulmonary artery, what do you think? Is it the pressure by the heart ventricles that pushes the blood into whole body? But the actual mechanism is, there is arterial elastic recoil. What is arterial elastic recoil? The valves here closes and the ventricle pushes the blood, already has pushed the blood into the arteries with the pressure. Now when this blood enters into the artery, there starts a peristaltic movement. Intima media, a layer of artery, have this ability to contract the arteries, and this peristalsis is the movement that helps in flowing the blood throughout the arteries and throughout the bodies. This isn't the pressure of the ventricle that pushes the blood. One important concept in cardiac cycle is that of stroke volume or the cardiac output. Now what actually is stroke volume? Stroke volume is 70 to 80 ml of blood that the blood per ventricle pushes the blood out at rest when you are not working. This stroke volume is 70 to 80 ml. Cardiac output, that is the amount of blood that a ventricle pushes out at the time of the cardiac cycle, is cardiac output. Formula for cardiac output is stroke volume into heartbeat. Now stroke volume is 70 to 80 ml of blood per ventricle. So 70 to 80 ml per ventricle into heartbeat, that is 70 to 72 beats per minute. So what the values come is equal to 5 to 6 liters of blood. This amount of blood is pumped by each ventricle. Right ventricle pumps 5 to 6 liter of blood. Left ventricle pumps 5 to 6 liter of blood per minute. This is the cardiac output. And here comes the whole concept of cardiac cycle. Thank you so much for attending this lecture on our feather dentistry. If it was useful for you, kindly do comment. Kindly do comment whether you require these notes or in form of PDF or either in printed form. Let us know. Also comment the next topic that you all want to study. Thank you.